I'm Travis.
And I'm Justin, and this is Lateral G's.
Welcome to episode 1 of our 87 Integra project series.
This project is all about saving a car that most would consider to be a lost cause.
But instead, we plan to fix it up and take it to the autocross course.
So we found the car on Craigslist, and when we talked to the guy about buying it, he told us that we could have the blue car, but we also had to take this completely destroyed black car. And he also mentioned that the car had a slight oil leak. So we show up and we're looking at the cars and we realize that the blue Integra has not been registered since 1999.
Before we put both of the cars in the garage, we wanted to clean them up a little bit.
That's all nice and crusty.
Oh yeah, you can tell the difference up here.
Oh, wow.
Before we could work on the blue car, we had to deal with the black car first.
We removed the engine and transmission along with any other parts we thought we could use or sell in the future.
In addition to a bunch of rat's nests and spare change, we found several other interesting items, like a large wasp nest and some tighty-whities, among other really strange things.
Unfortunately, not all vehicles can be saved. We get out the angle grinder and the sawzall to start dismantling the car to send to the scrapyard. With that out of the way, we're going to start stripping this car down in preparation to build it back up.
But first, let's go over some details about the 87 Integra.
1987 was the second year for the Integra and also the Acura nameplate. Our car came with a 1.6 liter D16A1, which is a dual overhead cam 16 valve 4-cylinder engine, putting out 113 horsepower. It's also equipped with a 5-speed manual transmission, and our 5-door LS model weighs in at about 2,350 pounds. The Integra shares its suspension components with the Civic and the CRX, consisting of a front strut and torsion bar spring with rear trailing arms and a panhard bar.
First, we removed the hood to gain access to the engine bay. We'll set that aside for later.
Next, we struggled with the axle nuts.
I think we got it. Well, I think you got it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Before we lifted the car, I broke loose the lug nuts.
We lifted the car up and put it on jack stands.
After that, we took off the turn signal lights to remove the front bumper. After we got that one last bolt we missed, it finally came off.
We begin to strip the car as we remove the front fenders.
Yeah, it's not.
Next, we drain the oil from the transmission and then the engine.
Oh wow. I found the oil leak. There's a hole in the oil pan.
Is it punctured inward or outward?
Outward.
Oh.
Yeah. It's sharp. It's, yeah, outward definitely. Well, that's not good news.
The next step was draining the radiator fluid.
After that, we began removing the entire air intake assembly.
This is not what you want an air intake to look like.
This filter's seen much better days.
This is doing its job.
Yeah.
Next, I disconnected a few lines from the intake tube and removed it.
According to the service manual, the next step is to release the fuel pressure.
We started disconnecting wires and fuses in the next step to get the engine ready for removal. All of the wiring harness connections were really stuck together, but we did eventually manage to get them free.
The battery tray was nearly rusted in place.
After that, I took care of the throttle cable, and Justin disconnected some wires from the firewall.
That's all for this episode. We learned that this project is going to be tough, but we have really big plans for this little car.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on Facebook for more updates.